My mother, Poling, is the inspiration behind ID. Since ID's establishment, it's really warmed my heart to see how many of the inspirational people that we featured attribute their success to their mothers. And this is irrespective of background, gender, profession. And so as a special tribute for Mother's Day, we wanted to share with the ID community and the world around us these heartfelt clips, which really reinforce the important role of mothers in driving success and impact in this world. So happy Mother's Day, and I love you, Mom.
When I think about the person that has influenced me the most, I would have to say that is my mom. My mom was a single mother. She raised my brother, my sister, and myself on her own. She used to have a full-time job, but in addition she will take extra work at night and on weekends at home, so she will be able to support us.
My mother, who our high school called Mother of the Year, was one of these people that were very dedicated to the 5 kids that she had. And you know, all of us felt like her #1 kid. So she was that type of loving person that gave me a soft side to myself. It's easy to have a hard side, but it's not as easy to have a soft side. But she really demonstrated, not taught, but demonstrated just how important it was to see people.
As a person, just how I was raised, my mom is really important. I think my mom is very positive and very generous as a person. And I think those are 2 traits that I try to, keep in my life and are very important in the, sometimes soul-destroying industry of acting, to keep that positivity, and then just to be good to people, be generous, and be friendly.
My grandmother, Sadie Maisel Lenowitz, she was this woman who was brilliant, and she was a silent leader. She always taught me that you do good when you by action, not by talk.
I think about my mother and the impact that she had on my life. She actually even came up with the name, The Leading Edge. She was the one that came up with it as a play on my name, Tamara Lynn Nall. So without her, my company would have a totally different name.
My grandmother was a very easy to love person in my life. She was steadfast, she was present. She made sure that my basic needs were met. And my mother was a woman of the world. She was really born to be in the world and not in the home. And growing up, that was a challenge. She wanted me to succeed at all times, and she didn't necessarily stop to look at what the success would take. On my end, she just believed it was going to happen, and that was it. And whatever she needed to do in terms of getting me extra supports, she would do it. In many ways now I understand as a grown-up that she taught me invaluable skills, one of which is the perseverance piece, to never give up, because that is truly one of the encapsulating qualities about her. So when I think about the level of trust that I have, that I'm just going to get up over and over and over again and go at it, it really comes from her.
So my mom is someone that I admire very much. And she's worked really hard her entire life to basically raise 5 kids. She's taken a lot of odd jobs to make ends meet. Among those jobs include cleaning, taking care of kids, running errands for people, and just in general being kind of like a housekeeper. I didn't sleep a lot, because I was also a full-time student. I was working part-time, almost 28, 32 hours at Costco, in addition to trying to intern 1 or 2 days. And all of that was easy compared to the work my mom was doing. Because at the time, by the time I was in college, it was already my mom that was taking care of our family. So all that was insignificant considering that she was working 7 days a week. She was waking up every day at 5:30 in the morning, going to sleep at 12, 1 o'clock. So she was getting 4 hours of sleep. So me getting 5 hours or even 3.5 hours was nothing, because my mom is 30 years older than me. So if she can do it, if she has the spirit to do it, what am I going to complain about when I'm 30 years younger, I'm stronger, I'm healthier?
She raised me as a single mom. She worked tirelessly as a flower arranger, the one sort of marketable skill that she had as someone who was raised in Japan and came here as an expatriate. If it wasn't for her providing the sort of stable house to come home to, I would not be who I am today. And I don't mean that just in like a general sense. I mean everything that she did, from making sure that there was a roof over our heads, to showing me by example how much hard work is not only necessary, but how effective it is, especially when things are tough. Again, anything that I've achieved really has come from watching her and knowing that things are possible, that anything is possible.
The people who have influenced me the most are really my parents and my grandmother. So we're an immigrant family from Taiwan, but really if you go way back, my mom grew up as a mixed race kid who was born in Shanghai in 1922, exactly when the Japanese were pressuring China and then going to war with China. And she grew up not only as a mixed race kid, but her father, who was British, died in 1929 when she was 7 years old. And she and her mom were cast out onto the street as rejects because they were Chinese. The toughness that my mother and grandmother showed, and worked with incredible dedication from alleyways, living in alleyways in Shanghai, all the way up to incredible success. It's the most inspirational thing I've ever seen. And those stories have helped me through everything that I've done, all the tough situations I've done in my career, all the things that I've taken on, the turnarounds, because in relation to what my mom and my grandmother did and went through, I've never had a bad day.
I am really proud of all that my family has accomplished, despite the adversity that we faced, particularly after my father passed away when I was 3. My mom had raised 4 of us, Mindy, John, Jeannie, and me, on a social worker's salary. And she, on top of that, devoted her life to the community. And yet, she, my Yin Yin family, and community around us always gave us that steadfast support that we needed to flourish and to achieve the American dream for which my family came to the US.